Some would call it swag, some call it cockiness, some would call it being a diva. But when you're good, it's not bragging. An elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome to Starkville, Mississippi, home of the Mississippi State Bulldogs. As we'll see, the number 6 team in the country, the Michigan Wolverines, taking on a participant from the playoff last year, the Mississippi State Bulldogs. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. Mississippi State about to put it away as we start the festivities. From a couple of yards deep, he'll bring it out. Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he'd just taken a knee in the end zone. Start this drive going to the air. He makes the catch. They stay aggressive and push their way out to the 33, and it's first down. We talk a lot about Michigan building its offense around the running game. They've always had an effective quarterback who can make plays down the field.
And I think some people hear effective, Reese, and take that as an insult, right? Like, I don't want to hear about my quarterback being effective. I want him to be explosive. I want him to be dynamic. But Michigan doesn't really have those guys most of the time at that quarterback spot. But when they find those good ones, they have great seasons.
The Wolverines in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Power football with the run. Gets it past the first down marker and still running.
Well, they needed 2 yards for that first down. The running back doing just enough to make sure he keeps this drive alive.
And the Wolverines have it with a 1st and 10. The give to the tailback. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. To the ground with the back. Stuck on back-to-back plays. He got nothing, and now they're looking at 3rd and long.
Well, just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
Unloads to the wideout. Connection to the right. He gets it to the 38-yard line, and they'll pick up a fresh set of downs.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on third down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is. You saw it right there on that one.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground? That is a baller.
Got it in the middle. It's Siegel. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. Here's why this was so much fun, guys. Early in the season, sort of a proving ground type of game for a couple of squads that believe they could win it all.
And we've heard so much in this offseason, right, about both of these teams and top 10 teams preseason. Now you get a chance to prove it. Like, now you get a chance to see who are the dudes on the squad. These are always fun early in the season, Jesse.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to find out what these teams are about because we've seen both teams beat up on weaker competition. We know they're both very talented, but let's see good against good and find out what they are.
He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot him at the 24-yard line. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on third down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. The give to the back. He breaks a tackle. He stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there.
You've got to be loving what you're seeing from your offense here on the opening drive of this game. They're in a really nice rhythm. They've got real good balance going on right now, and they've got the defense on their heels.
The Wolverines, once backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, have put quite a drive. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
And the defense gets a sack, and that's going to be the big determining factor in this football game. A week ago, he only got sacked one time. They've already got him on the ground. If they want to win this football game, they got to keep getting after the quarterback.
And the Wolverines have put themselves in dire straits after that last play at 2nd and a mile. Off the bootleg and rolling out. Picked off, and the opening drive is stuck with an interception. Takes it the other way. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position.
How about this defense? Coming out, you know you've got a challenge on your hand, and you're talking about coming out ready, hair's on fire, ready to play. You can tell, dropping back, great coverage. They know this guy's great. They know he can spin it. They're sitting on the coverage, waiting on it. They win the first check early. Give the defense some credit. They were ready for this great quarterback.
They'll toss it to the left. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming.
And that's something this offense is going to try to do in this game, and they're doing it early. They want to establish the run game. They want to be more physical. They want to control the line of scrimmage. That's how they're going to attack this defense.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Trying play action. He'll take a deep shot here. Brings it inside the 10. And he'll be tackled, but there is a flag on the field. There are penalties you sort of forget about, and others that sort of stick with you for a while. You get a play like that wiped out, that one's going to linger. The Bulldogs with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. He'll ride his man on the option. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
It's a veteran defense. They've seen option before. They were prepared to see it in this game, and you're seeing it on that play right there. Everybody doing a great job with assignment football, staying in their gaps, accounting for anyone who can have the football. They were ready for the pitch guy that time, and they're able to make a quick stop.
It'll be 3rd and long. The offense changing the play. On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Going right and going deep. Oh, he dropped it, and what a missed opportunity early in this football game.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense, considering where this drive started in their opponent territory. Now you're 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
The one thing that can derail this offense, a bunch of 3 and outs. They won't do that here, but they might go 4 and out if they don't convert. Fires to the wideout. On target over the middle. Will not get there. A 4th down stop.
Well, I knew the coach was confident in his offense. I did not know he was that confident this early in the game. 4th and long. I thought he'd just punt that one away and let his defense take the field. Interesting.
Caught in the backfield, it's Saunders. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one.
Early in the game, I love getting my quarterback in a rhythm. Easy pitch and catch. You've thrown him 4,000 times. Not big shots, but just put you in nice positions on the next downs coming up.
They'll give it to the back. Turning it on. Just what they were looking for, and he's got him set up in business at the 35 with a 1st down.
I love this guy because he brings a physicality to this Michigan offense. Bo Schembechler would have loved this guy. He would have loved to jog a few extra tight ends on the field, get the QB under center, student body right, and give this guy the football. He would have fit in perfectly with his running style. Man, he is hard to bring down.
He had to fight for a couple down to the 33. It's been a defensive battle through the first period, and the stats tell that tale. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm as we start the 2nd quarter. Went to the running game on 1st down. Now here they come again. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Oh, they're after him. Missed his receiver there. It's incomplete. You know what they need. You know what they want. And you know what they deliver on 3rd down. More cowbell. He gets it down to the 28-yard line. Not enough to move the sticks, and now we'll see what they do on 4th. It's 4th down, and they can make the field goal from here, but it looks as if they're going to leave the offense out there. On 4th down, looking to pass. Big tight end makes the grab. It's a 1st down. They've got enough for the 1st down, and they're in the red zone at the 20.
Well, it's a heck of being conservative, right? I mean, that essentially would have just been a chip shot field goal with where they were on that 4th down, but they decided to go for it, throw it. They're looking for 6. They're going for a touchdown. They are being aggressive.
Pocket breaking down. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
Nice coverage on the back end. Great job. Nothing open right away. The QB holds the ball in the pocket, and the pass rush finally gets home. Sometimes it's the DBs doing great work. Sometimes it's the defensive lineman winning up front.
They've got a solid drive working, but now looking at 2nd and 11. Breaks into the open. He rumbles all the way down to the 2-yard line. He gave him a little bit of that one.
And that's a nice job by this QB. Great job. You show patience, right? Like, if they don't come take me, I'm going to keep running. That's how I go pick up another first down, move the sticks, and this offense can keep.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Michigan.
This guy just has a nose for the end zone, and you love his ability to find creases, use his speed in the open field, and go score. He's been really good for his offense early this year. That already his 5th rushing touchdown on the season.
Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Hey, fellas, here's a quick update on a top 25 clash today. East Carolina has the lead right now. Greenville has been buzzing all week, but this game is hardly over. There is time left on that clock. They're up by 7 over Duke. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Here comes the Bulldog offense back onto the field. They're trying to put something, anything together to get that goose egg off the scoreboard, down 7-0. Throws to the wideout. And that one's incomplete. Worth taking a shot there, but couldn't hook up.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
Quick completion to the right. Knocked down at the 26 after ripping off 10 there. Mississippi State going up tempo. Motion from the wideout. Quick touch pass to the receiver. There he goes. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down. And the Bulldogs come to the line with a new set of downs. Tight end now in motion. Quarterback making adjustments. Trying to get the corner. He has the first and still on his feet. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. From the 47-yard line on 1st and 10. Someone not clear on the snap count. It'll be a false start, and they'll move it back. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. First down for this offense. One man in the backfield, and he gets it. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33. The Bulldogs back to the line on first down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. The give to the back. Past the sticks, and he may get more. They finally get him stopped, and this veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play.
Well, you saw that broken tackle, David. This defense has to do a real good job with gang tackling to stop this guy today.
You cannot assume one guy's going to get him to the ground. Everybody's got to swarm to the football, all eyes on him, and play physical.
Trying to get the edge on the jet sweep. Wrestled to the ground, but he's inside the 10 and down to the 9.
And that's the hard thing about defending this play. You got so much speed coming across the formation. They can get to the edges quickly, and you limit the damage. It's not a huge play, but they pick up a little chunk, and you put those...
And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Mississippi State. I tell you, when this drive started, the defense thought they had them in a hole. Not anymore. What a performance.
And I really like the play calling by the offensive coordinator on that last drive. That was a nice mixture of running and throwing and getting different players involved. Really nice job, very poised in that play calling, and it showed up with a touchdown.
They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. He'll take the return and try to improve the field position. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. To be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. It's a flea flicker. It falls incomplete. How about the trickeration on first down that just goes awry?
Who doesn't love the old flea flicker? Seriously, you practice these all the time. You practice a couple trick plays a week, and you practice the situation where on the field you might want to run it. Flea flicker executed nicely.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
I think a big reason this offense is struggling right now, why they're trailing on the scoreboard, is they have not been able to protect this guy, and it's affected him. He has not looked very accurate. Moving forward, the pass pro has got to be better to help this guy out.
If you didn't have a headache before, you've got one on the way. The cowbell's ringing on this third down in Starkville. Creates a little room. Oh, he's got some space. He'll go out of bounds right at the 36-yard line, and the running game making its presence felt.
I love that play call, and I love the timing of the pre-snap motion. Because the quarterback was able to get it to the receiver right behind the offensive line, because of the timing, he was able to outflank the defense. That puts him out in space where he's able to use his speed. Nice job with the pre-snap motion and timing.
Looking downfield on first down. Caught in the backfield. It's Saunders. He'll take it up to the 45-yard line. They stop him and knock him out of bounds.
And he didn't get a big gain. You want to call that play and probably want to get more yards, but you could tell that was super close from seriously busting loose. Nice job running the screen, getting the ball to your playmaker. If you could just make one more guy miss, that might have been huge.
He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down. The Wolverines come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw on first down. Throwing right. He's got it. Open space at the 25. Run out of bounds just before he can get it into the end zone, and now they're set up first and goal.
And the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. Breaks the tackle. Knocked down behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard.
And the defense, man, playing aggressive, playing uphill, playing in the backfield. Nice job getting penetration, getting that pass before it really even gets started. Nowhere to go, nowhere to run. Nice job by the defense.
Wants to go up top. Bringing the heat. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
That is just what you want defensively, right? Bend, don't break. They drove down the field a little bit. They got second and goal. Boom. Create that negative play. Now they got third and goal. Now they got to make some decisions. Do they want to be conservative? Do they want to be aggressive? Either way, an advantageous situation now for this defense.
Now third and goal and tough yardage to cover here. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. And that one is picked off in the end zone. Trying to take it back.
And you will always remember your first. And how about that? Breaking on the football, getting an INT. The first INT. Keep the football, brother. The first of many big-time plays for this guy.
Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. He might want another play. Looking to throw on first down. Trying to beat the D deep. And it's incomplete. They were looking for the huge gain on first down.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Right back up top on 2nd and 10. Got it set up on the outside. Got room at the 35.
A nice passing game by this offense. The quarterback and the receiver on the same page, in time, in rhythm, creates the big play. And look at them. They're right back on the football, ready to run another play.
Finds us back in the middle. Stopped after a good pickup, and he'll be just a tad short of the first down. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play. And the Bulldogs with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. Slings it downfield. And it slips through his fingers. Incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it.
It's nice when a QB can get outside the pocket and break down a defense and take off, but I thought the defense did a really good job of seeing and understanding where he was going, kind of mirroring him towards the sideline as he rolled out to the right. Didn't give him any space to run the football, covering the pass deep. Really nice defense on that play.
That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Defense did a great job. 3rd and short on the opponent's side of the field. They're expecting quick throw. Everybody, they dug their heel in the ground. They're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
And how about this lower intestinal fortitude? 4th and 1 in your own territory, and they're going. Wants to adjust the pattern. On 4th down, going to the air. Big tight end makes the grab. First down, still on his feet. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the first down. Wants to throw on first down. Snagged out in the air. Gets it down to the 33. They pick up the first down. Got to use their time wisely. Wants to go up top on first down. Flips it out on the screen. Turning it on. They drag him down, but not before he's moved the chains and the screen pass is effective. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. From the red zone, looking for a space. He was open, he had it, and he dropped it. Would have been a touchdown. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Man, these windows get tighter down here in the red zone, and those catches are a little bit more contested, more people near you, and it gets a little bit more difficult. But you need your players to step up for your QB and make big plays. I think he's going to look back and say, I should have made that play.
And as the clock is winding down here in the first half, they'll send out the field goal team. And the holder will put it down on the left hash, a 34-yard attempt coming. And this one is perfect. And with that field goal, they now have the lead. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Kick it off to start the second half. From inside the 15, chance for a good return. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. Mississippi State offense headed back to the field to go to work. They haven't really been able to light up this scoreboard, but putting points up would be huge here. How about that defense getting back there? He'll lose a couple.
And if this defense wants to get back in the football game, they've got to match the physicality of this offense. And that's a great start here in the second half. Like coming out, not letting them run the football, being the more physical and more aggressive team.
He wants to change this route. The give. Finds his way ahead for 5, and now they've got it at the 28. Mississippi State right back to the line. They go to the ground. This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line. Looking to move the chains, Mississippi State lines up on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Put it where only his man could get it and gave him enough room to get the foot down.
Wow, and that was just a bang-bang play. On that 4th down, the coverage was tight. QB had his receiver. He knew where he wanted to go with it, but the only way that ball gets completed is if he puts a little extra mustard on it, and he shows you the arm talent on the throw.
Wide receiver going in motion. On the option. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge...
Into the secondary on the right. Touchdown, Mississippi State. He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him.
Big question mark for this offense coming into the year, guys. Who could score touchdowns? Who are going to be their biggest playmakers on offense? This guy scored in the first game. He's off to a great start in this one with that touchdown. This guy looks like the real deal.
They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. Looks like he's going to bring it out. Tackled at the 24 and almost breaks even with the yardage he would have gotten with a touchback. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. That deficit has now grown to double digits, down 17-7 as they start this drive. Here's the pressure. And that's a very productive first down play in bringing up 2nd and 3.
I think he did a really good job, first of all, keeping his eyes downfield. You could see he wanted to throw the football. But when it's not there, don't force it. Tuck it down, get some positive yards.
The Wolverines can really attack on this 2nd and short. Using his legs, it's Segal. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
You know what they need, you know what they want, and you know what they deliver on 3rd down. More cowbell. Rushes on him. Incomplete. Looked as if he had his man, but just a misfire from this senior.
Well, after struggling so much in the first half, you thought they would have made some adjustments here at halftime to see if they can open up this passing game. But early on in the second half, they're just not really able to get that done. Incompletion on 3rd down in your own end, you're expecting them to punt.
On 4th down, he'll try to toss it. Converts on 4th down, and he's still going. And a big hit at the end, but it didn't stop him from getting the first down. And the Wolverines will have it 1st and 10. They'll leave it with him. Runs through a tackle. Creating some space, getting just enough good blocking, and they've got it up to the 47-yard line. The Wolverines can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Back to pass. Caught behind the line. It's Saunders. And that defensive penetration gave him no chance, and he is ridden out of bounds. And this offense can ill afford to come up empty on this drive, already trailing by multiple possessions. That'll be enough for the first down, and they'll mark it at the 48.
Hard-earned yards, man. You got to get these first downs any way you can. And sometimes it's not going to be easy, and you can't just do it conventionally handing it off. This offense is going to have to be creative. Football's a game of inches, and you just got to find the angles to give yourself an advantage. That creative play call right there really helped them.
Stonewalled again. No gain on the play. They keep trying to stick with the running game, but there's not much getting done.
It's an offense that takes pride in being physical. They try to get it going on the ground, but no gain on that one.
Just nowhere to run. Not a lot of wiggle room for the ball carrier.
This defense came in knowing that they had to match their physicality. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. Maybe a 3-yard pickup there. Third and long coming up.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside neighbor. It puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of the spot.
With a double-digit deficit here in the second half, they're going to go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Right on the money. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down. And the Wolverines are in the hurry-up.
And that's a play the defense has got to be able to make, guys, right there on fourth down. You're in the third quarter, second half. You're playing at home, and it's a close game. You've got a huge opportunity to seize momentum. And you just get the feeling that that momentum is going to be a big factor here in the second half. Someone had to step up and make a play, and they just couldn't get it done.
Looking to fire. Snagged in the middle. It's Stoneburner. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
I'll tell you, this slot receiver, he really does give his quarterback a nice option. Runs really good routes. He's got nice hands. You saw it on that last play.
They knock him down behind the line, and the defense finishing this third quarter in style. We've come to the end of the period, and Mississippi State is on top. And we've reached the end of the third, and time is running out if they're going to cut into this deficit. Let's take a look at our game stats before we move on. Here comes the fourth. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. So the final period starts with a second down play. One back in the backfield, he gets the carry. Going to be a gain of about 3 down to the 21.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up?
Looking for the end zone. And that one's going to be over everybody's head and incomplete.
One of the biggest reasons today why this offense is losing in the game is they haven't been able to get it going throwing the football. This guy still has not thrown a touchdown pass. They thought coming into this game they were going to have tons of success throwing it. But you got to give the defense credit. They watched the film. They've been mixing up their looks defensively, trying to confuse this quarterback. And again, on that last deep shot, it falls incomplete.
And he loses the ball deep in his own end. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover.
Kick returners usually have to have that home run ability, the ability to take it to the house 100-plus yards. but it's also a tough skill because you got all these guys flying down the field so fast, and sometimes you get a big hit and ball security becomes an issue.
On the run, it's Saunders. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Sends it back in motion. Give to the fullback. He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 and the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score. Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a first down without scoring. Third down. They'll try to get it through the air. Quick completion on the out route. Works his way to the 4-yard line, and they'll have it first and goal.
So nice when you're an offense and you get in these third and shorts, and you know the defense has to be aggressive, has to commit guys up front, especially in the red zone area. Nice job by this offense, slipping in the pass, getting rid of the...
Touchdown, Wolverines! Fitted in the window for the score.
This guy has been an absolute force in this offense early this season, guys. We're only in the third game. He's already got 3 touchdown catches. Talk about a matchup nightmare for opposing defenses.
And a little pressure, no problem. The extra point ties the game here in the fourth. Kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. From inside the 15, here comes the return. Maybe if he could have eluded just 1 or 2 more guys, it would have been a big return, but they'll mark it at the 30. Here comes the Mississippi State offense, ready to attack. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, and you know, you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talk about create balance, run and pass. No, when you throw that good, spin the ball around.
So the defense has to find a way to affect the quarterback on this drive, because last drive he had way too much time to throw.
Right back to it. Runs through the tackle. Finds enough room to get 3 out to the 34. How bold will they be on third down after that last run? Making side adjustments here. On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down.
After that incompletion here, tied in the fourth quarter, you've got a decision to make with this field position. Do you want to stay aggressive and try and go win this game now and bleed a little bit more clock? Or do you trust your defense if you punt this away to get you the ball back so you can still win?
Going for it on fourth down late in a tie game. This is a huge play. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Quickly complete. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch.
Well, you got to give this quarterback a ton of credit because he showed tremendous confidence on that throw. That wasn't just trying to throw to the sticks. That was being aggressive and throwing it down the field. Not a high percentage throw, but he had confidence in his guy to win one-on-one, and they keep the drive alive.
Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And that run really didn't go anywhere, and a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Breaks into the open. They make the stop at the 41, but it's a 15-yard pickup, and they're rolling with a first down.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
They've got the screen set up. Across the 25, he's got room. They'll finally put the brakes on him at the 3. A big throw, catch and run on that one.
Well, this guy already has a touchdown. He almost had his second right there. You saw how good he is after he has the ball in his hands. Great job by the quarterback. A, finding him, B, getting it to him quickly, and then his speed and his God-given ability does the rest. He's got his offense in great field position.
They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
You want to stop the jet sweep and be successful, get some penetration right now towards those edges, right where they're running the football. Defense was ready, got him on the ground, and stopped that play before it ever got started.
Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal? Quarterback making checks. The run up the middle, trying to find his way to the goal line. Touchdown, Bulldogs! And with that, they move out front here in the 4th.
Man, how about this offense in crunch time, doing what they do, getting 6 on the board. Now I turn to my defense right now and say, boys, we need one more stop. Go out there and get me one more.
And he'll bring it out of the end zone. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. They'll start this drive from the 18-yard line. To the air on 1st down. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. Makes the grab on the big throw. Hits the crease. Touchdown, Michigan! He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him.
Really nice touchdown. Now it's decision time. Extra point will get you to OT. Do you try to win it right now?
It's a fake, and the holder showing off that arm. And he can't find anyone open, and down he goes. A sack here late in the 4th. They're within striking distance, but they need the ball back. They'll line up for the onside kick. The 40! Here comes the Bulldog offense back onto the field. One possession game, getting late. First order of business, just take care of the football.
So they call this situation.
There he goes! He almost punched it in for 6. They'll get him down at the 1-yard line.
Really nice job executing the reverse on that play, and it's all about the misdirection because the running back has it, you're getting the fast flow by the defense, and then he laterals it to the receiver going the other way, who's able to use his speed, outflank the defense, and it's a big explosive play for the O.
Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal? Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Looking for a path to the end zone to the right. And he takes it in for a score. Touchdown, Bulldogs! Getting set for the point after.
The best running backs are the guys that can just sniff out the end zone. That running back showed you all of his freakish ability on that play.
Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And finish the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Looking downfield on 1st down. trying to make magic with his feet. And he's dragged down. The hurry up now, second down, clock ticking. Looking for room, it's Saunders. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. The offense gets a quick timeout at this point. Every second is precious. Got to get everybody lined up quickly, time winding away, and they've got to push the ball down the field. Fires it incomplete.
After that incompletion, there is so much pressure now on this quarterback to come up with a big play. They need to score a touchdown. They need to keep this drive alive to have any shot at winning this game. But it all comes down to this play right here.
Down a possession here in the fourth, and they'll need to convert on this fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Can't find his man. It'll be incomplete, and that is a heartbreaker this late in the game. So with the late lead, they're ready to just drain the clock in victory formation. The quarterback takes a snap and takes a knee. How much fun was that? I mean, you just dream of having